hell's going on here? Like this. So, be quicker. I hope that. Come back laptop, all is forgiven. Unit 1. It should be unit 2. Yeah, it is unit 2, this one. Top, I don't know why. Then it's you looking at it when you get to 5. Here we are. So it's like designing assessments to meet individual needs. So we're then looking at normal, holistic, should naturally occurring evidence. This is what we're doing. The evidence you're producing is evidence you've already got in documentary form.
That's what I thought.
So we're using naturally occurring evidence to measure knowledge skill level, demonstrating understanding, standardised against assessment, performance criteria and set goals, which is exactly what we're doing. Informal opportunities for self and peer assessment, reinforcing links, and that's your reflectional type of assessment, where you are reflecting, looking at models of reflection, and then saying how you reflect on the work that you've done. Yeah. Reinforcing the link between learning and assessment, engaging learners and developing learner assessment skills. So they learn to assess themselves or make a self-assessment of where they're up to. If you remember, you did the SWOT analysis. Did you do your SWOT analysis?
No.
Well, there's a blank. Yeah.
When I started school, I did one.
Well, there's one on Unit 1. Amongst the resources on there, there's a blank one for you to download and fill in yourself, because you can then refer to.
I filled it in before I started the course.
Yeah, that's right. Well, you can refer back to that as one of your documents, because that's where you've done a self-assessment.
Okay. So SWOT analysis self-assessment for LO5.
Yeah, well, that's part of that. Yeah. Demonstrate flexibility in using types and methods of assessment, individual needs, providing current and suitable guidance, opportunities to practice and repeat the assessment, check and correct. Again, they're all processes that I use, because you will send work to me, I'll check and correct, send that back to you. You'll then do the additional work, you send it back to me. That assessment process is it's holistic and it's ongoing. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it is technically it's formative, but it's a sort of continuing formative, if you like, rather than just you do a formative one and then a summative one later on.
As in the SWOT analysis.
Sorry?
Are you saying that the SWOT analysis is a continuing formative assessment?
Well, it's where I'm trying to find where it comes in, actually. We might not have reached it yet. I think it's actually later on. I think it's in 7, where you can refer to it in there at 5. But again, monitoring achievement, tracking. I have a document. You know the one I sent to you for the schedule that I sent to you for when the sessions are going to be on. Yeah. If you look at the top of that, you'll find a tracking sheet. Which are all the units, it's got the names of the learners or students that are on that course and where they're up to, so that I can gauge and they can see actually when I send the sheet where everybody's up to.
Is it the one where you respond and say you've achieved this learning objective?
Yeah, yeah. It's that sheet that's to send out before we do a group of sessions. Which has all the dates, all the join me code. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Above that, on the spreadsheet is a list of student names and where they're up to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Before each unit, you do that, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I've just been asked for a report from a company that's paying for 4 learners on the course of where they were up to. So I've just sent them a copy of that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Session planning, any adaptive session plans? Well, you've already got those for Unit 1. Yeah.
Yes, you've got ILPs.
Yeah, you've got ILPs, you've got all the records of achievement, individual learning plans, records of any learning decisions with the group, individual record of progression, sample action plans, could be updated ILPs, for example.
Yeah.
Portfolio of evidence, communicating and sharing it. Yeah. Is where you will share information with other professionals in the organisation. Where the system we have is that, as you know, I'm the IQA for the whole company, but I'm actually assessing at this point. So somebody else has to do my IQA. So all the information that I gather with you and assess, that is sampled by our IQA. Yeah, they will look at what we've done and say, yes, that's meeting it, or no, it's not. He's not done that yet, but he's got that option to do that. Yeah.
Okay.
Assessment practice, is it holistic or is it integrated? Is it flexible? Does it promote learning or learner ownership and achievement? One of the things that an explanation of this you'll have put in some of the work you've already provided. Yeah. Communicate with learners. Yeah. You actually communicate with your learners. How you get information from them, feedback both ways, yeah?
Okay.
And then the last bit, explain how your own assessment practice is taking into account theories, models and principles of assessment. Now, having done this at Unit 2, when you get to Unit 3, you can refer back to this, because Unit 3 asks for theories, models of principles assessment and how those apply to actually yourself. Now, you've already covered that here, so you can just it'll be a direct referral when you get to that bit of Unit 3.
Okay.
I think we're up to, yeah, 6. This is literally when core can be demonstrated in planning, delivering the work. So, embedded approaches, that is where one group that I'm doing the SCN, let's say they are teaching, they've got some students that are doing cooking, yeah?
Yeah.
So when they start to weigh out the materials for the whatever there is they're going to make, they use that as a minimum cost. It is actually embedded into the actual lesson, rather than something done separately. Sometimes you can't do anything but do it separately because it doesn't actually naturally fall into the program of events that you've got for the learners. But this is looking at ways in which you can do that.
So,
again,
did I use for that an example would be that we do in this new school I'm working in, they do timetable rock stars where you have each child has a login and it assesses by itself what level the child is at, and then they give you work according to that level.
Yeah, exactly. That would do fine. Yeah, because they've actually done it themselves, haven't they? They've done it themselves, haven't they?
Yeah, so the child does it themselves, and the computer, it tracks the pupil progress itself, so it knows automatically what level the child's at.
Yeah. What system is that you use?
It's called Timetable Rockstar.
Oh, right, okay. Right. I've heard of one or two, but I've not heard of them all, actually. I've used 4Skills and BKSP mainly, which do a similar sort of thing.
Okay. And then we've got like active bugs and active learners, and that's reading.
Yeah.
And they're actually new systems that we're just implementing right now into the school at this minute. So I'm trialing it in 2 children.
And it actually works where, for the older ones, where they're actually producing some written work as well. Or not even written, sometimes it can be in drawings and sketches and symbols, and that sort of thing.
Yeah. So what would I do? Would I take screenshots of it and print it out, or how would it work?
Yeah, you can put a couple of examples in, and then just explain them.
Because
And then
it's for
just plan
literacy and IT
delivery.
basically.
Yeah. Sorry?
It's for all 3 of those. It works for literacy and numeracy. I'd say IT because they're using the internet and they're using IT.
Yeah.
And then language would be like what it's showing, reading, writing, and then spelling.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, it says it actually lists language is question and answers. Yeah. If you use a pair work or anything like that, literacy, reading, taking any written work or project in there. Any statistical interpretation, measure proportions, numbers, I said they're used for measuring ingredients. First. Actually,
so those programs I'm saying to you, basically, they apply to all of this.
Yeah.
Active bugs, so that's part of numeracy, part of literacy, and ICT and language as well, because they're reading comprehension.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah?
Yeah. Yeah. Here's on the reflection, effectiveness. So it's again part of the learning cycle. Reflect on action and reflect on plan, do, review, evaluating and applying learning from new situations. Use of SWOT analysis to identify strengths and areas of improvement. Yeah.
Yeah.
Individual research, activity with written evaluation, individual research, a written analysis of evaluation. So 7.1 is looking at theories and models of reflection. Yeah. And there are quite a few theorists in there on reflective practice to have a read up on. There's stuff on VLE for that. And you can go have a look at those and pick the best out of that you think you can work with, and then just write your piece off that, explaining your own spots and how you actually looked at that. Session evaluation, a reflective journal or individual learning plan, a format of self-appraisal and review. Any mentor support team, if you've got one, or exploring new models of delivery, identifying opportunities for your CPD. Yeah.
So the teacher I'm working with, she's the one that is showing me all of this stuff. So I would start with them.
Yeah. That's ideal. Yeah.
So should I get her to fill in one of those observation sheets?
Exactly. Yeah, that would be great. Yeah, you can put that in as an appendix and then just talk about it. Yeah.
Okay.
And then point 2 is what you found in that evaluation and the evidence you've developed in that reflection to see where you can improve things. Yeah. Use observation feedback on teaching, observation of work shadowing or experienced practitioner, any awarding organisation training or updating, assessing awarding organisations, assessor qualifications, research online. This qualification that you're doing now, yeah, that's part of your professional development, yeah. So it's a written analysis.
I'm doing now.
Yeah, it's a written analysis of your CPD. You know, you're doing this for a reason. You're doing this to formally achieve qualified teacher status at a later point when you've completed, yeah.
Yeah.
So that's part of your direction for CPD.
Okay.
I don't know why, but the printer's just suddenly gone off. I don't know why. It's throwing all the paper and pushing it all out again. Not printing though, thank goodness. So and that is actually the end of Unit 2.
I'm nearly finished. I'm nearly
Exactly.
there.
Yeah. I mean, literally, it is fairly straightforward. This one I've got, the unit amplification here, these are all ideas. You don't have to fit everything in that's in here. These are just a bunch of ideas to just point you in the right direction.
Yeah.
Other than that, close down, close. Thank you. Other than that, as I said, there's quite a few points for particular areas. Yeah. Unit 2, Unit 2, Unit 2, and it covers some of the other units as well, because there's a very full comparison between some of the questions in Unit 2 and Unit 1 and Unit 3. But as I said, Unit 3 is definitely a one-off. It's different than the others in terms of the first part of each unit is asking you specifically, if I pull the amplification up, hopefully, we'll wait a few minutes. I'm sorry you can only see the top of my head tonight, by the way. The camera's way up there. I just wonder if it'll move. Hang on.
Don't worry, don't stress.
That's better. Funny enough, all. Yeah, we got there. Actually, maybe the top of my head was better. That's better. Yeah. So, Unity application save. Wait for it to join. I just really can't believe how fast I've done it.
I can't hear you properly, sorry.
I said it's just amazing just how fast my laptop is.
Well, the old one.
Just press something and wait for a while and it eventually comes on. But the laptop, it's instant. Yeah, and they're bigger. So yeah, Unit 3. It's worth reading this Unit M, and I've actually read it myself. Since I've read it, I've got an idea that Unit 3 might be the best unit to do first.
Really?
Yeah, because you could concentrate a lot of it to its sense. I've just realised doing it that way will make it extremely a lot better for the learners. Yeah. So yeah, it gives some of the theories here for each one. Theories and models of learning. So we look at Anderson, Cagney, Vygotsky, Bruner, Oswald, and what have we got? Dewey Rogers, constructivist approaches, formal versus non-formal learning.
So what, I have to look at all of these people or just pick a few?
Well, just pick a couple out and look at them. And what I would do is first having a look at, say, all of them quickly, and just have a look at what they're talking about. If it's not something that actually matches the things that you do, then forget them and move on to the ones that do. And then, because the next bit, is explain ways in which those theories and learning can be applied to teaching, learning, and assessments. So you can mention the ones that match up pretty much with what you do. Yeah. There's only one. No, that's the one you focus on. And how you apply lots of that theory into the way you deliver or apply teaching and learning. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Talk about ILPs and smart targets and constructivist approaches. And the next one, learning preference, models of learning preference. Honey and Monk are perhaps the most noted ones here, and they cover quite a large area. regard as multiple intelligences, yeah, no. Coffee's critique of learning styles, interest, metacognition, the ability to set explicit, challenging goals. Those are some ideas and worth looking at, because this is something most of this you will do at some point, yeah? So it's worth having a look at those and what they've got to say. Some of them actually have not got that much to say. They've just come up with a theory and said this is how it works, basically. So it's not actually a great deal of reading.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Again, explain how identifying and taking account learning needs. Again, session plan discussion. Learning preferences, the importance of a multi-sensory approach, yeah, which is something you will do, yeah. You can't just use one approach with the type of learning you're usually dealing with, yeah. So again, it's just an explanation of how you actually take an account of those preferences is put into the way you teaching and learning.
So what about like say you've got a child who's got ADHD and he needs to have short bouts of teaching and then a little break. And in his break, he plays like a game, a visual memory card game, uses a sensory software.
Yeah.
And then it's back to
absolutely. That's this multi-sensory approach. Even if it's done not all together, but in separate instances like that, yeah. Exactly right. And analyse theories, models, and principles of communication theories. We've got Vygotsky in again. He gets in quite a lot. Burns' ego states of cross-transactions, interactionist approaches. Bruner, the impact of non-verbal or elaborate restricted language code. Other forms of communication, paper-based online, SMOG, the measure of readability. Use of chat rooms. Distance learning communication, what we're doing now, yeah, email, yeah, all the different theories and principles of those, and the theories are up here. Piaget looks at different language development, yeah.
Yeah.
Again, once you've picked out the ones that you're most interested in, then you've got to explain ways in which those theories and principles can be applied, yeah. And again, then it's an explanation of how you apply those communication methods in your day-to-day work. Yeah.
Yeah.
Discussion of learners' own critical incidents and case studies, exemplars or feedback on your learner work. Yeah.
Okay. So if I'm getting verbal feedback from a child,
Again, sorry.
so even if they say things like I don't understand, but they just do that because they're distracting from the work.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that comes under the behaviours again. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Use a video to review sessions. How you actually do that. Non-verbal awareness of body language, impact of emotion or ego states. Scripts and questions. As you said, those with dyslexia or English or digital language, you have handout digital material, material for validity or assessment, positive written feedback. Yeah, so if you've got examples of that, that's great.
Yeah.
Again, then if you do that sentence in Unit 2, if you have a look at what it's saying here, at 3.1 and 3.2, you'll have more or less covered everything in Unit 2. You can just refer to your answers in Unit 2, 7.1, 7.2. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, this is looking at theories and principles and models of assessment. So you've got a few that you probably know about: medal and mission, scaffolding, correct and check and correct. Looking at including questioning approaches, e-assessment and e-portfolios. Technically, you're putting an e-portfolio together. Yeah. we're producing stuff online, it's being assessed online, it's being IQA'd online, and it will go into a registry when it's complete. Each unit will I send through into registry, and then when we've completed all the units, you're finished. But we don't have to do any further work because each one's been assessed and passed off, and it's then gone into registry, ready for the EQA to have a look at. In this case, or in your case, for this qualification, we don't have to wait for the EQA because we've got direct claim status on this qualification. From the past work we put through, they're happy with our systems and the way we actually work. That makes sure that they're happy with what we do. So therefore, they award us direct claim status on those. Somebody will come in probably once a year to have a selection of work, but that's all.
Yeah.
But it means that you can get your certificate without having to wait for the EQA.
Before that, 3.1, basically, I can use my holistic approaches assessment.
3.1 is analyse theories and principles of assessment. So that's not actually what you would do. Yeah, that's looking at the models and making an analysis of them, whether they're any good or whether they're not any good. They suit what you do, whether they don't suit what you do.
So is that the theories that I'm selecting at 1.1?
No, he's here. A model of you've only said that. Right, okay. 1.1.
Is it the same theories, isn't it? The models of assessment.
Analyze theories, models of learning.
Oh, okay. So what was that?
Explain when analyze models of learning preference. Yeah. And each group have their own theories. Some will be in each group. Yeah. Explain how identifying those you can use. So 1.1 is the theory. 1.2 is how you use it. 1.3 is the theory. 1.4 is how you use it. 2.1, analyze principles of communication. Yeah. Pick out one that suits you, and then you can know those that are actually applied. Yeah.
Okay.
And then 3 is an assessment. How to actually apply them. 4.1. Theory models of curriculum development, yeah. How those can be applied. The last one, here are the models of reflection, 5.1. Those are actually used in actual working terms, yeah. So
this is
when you look at the first bit, this bit here, you don't need to mention anything about what you do. It's all about the theories and what you think about them. Yeah. So you'll look at
2 and 4, right? They've got all of these theories and principles.
The first part of the learning objective is asking you to do an analysis of the theories. Yeah. That's just also at least one that you actually use or actually it worked within your environment. And then on the second part of each learning objective, it explain how those fit in with what you do. Yeah.
Yeah. So point 1 is analysing the thing. Point 2 is what I exactly do.
The first is a completely theoretical thing. A theoretical system is about you how you do or not.
Yeah.
Because some of the theories here do not like I don't know what to say. Some of them don't apply.
Yeah.
And those are the ones I've looked at like and he says such and such a thing. And if we look at how to actually deliver this, assess it, that matches in with that. Yeah.
Okay.
So again, Unit 3, first part of the learning objectives is theories. What I say, bits of each learning objective is how those apply to your particular environment. Yeah.
Okay.
So I think I've only got 5 learning objectives, and each of the learning objectives I've only got 2 assessment criteria, apart from LO1. Split into 4 for some reason. They could have been separate actually. So identify and take into account of needs. That's 1.4. 1.1. Theories and models of learning, how those apply. Analyze model of learning preference, how those apply. Communication, how it applies. Assessment, how it applies. Curriculum development, and how it applies. And final, reflection of how that applies.
So there's only 5 in unit?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
So there are only 5 learning objectives and only 2 assessment criteria to each one. And of course, maybe bits of stuff of appendices that you've already got that you can use those as a basis for your explanation.
Yeah.
Things like that. Okay. So you're okay for unit 2 to finish it off now. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're okay with what you're doing on that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I'll be alright once I start reading it and I get into it, and then I'll link it and things.
Yeah. It is. If as I said, if you stick to the where's it gone? I've moved on here and I can't find it. Oh, there it is. Come on. At last. So again, it's looking at the assessments that you use, any records of assessments that you use and why for a couple of them, yeah?
Yeah.
Just use them, put them down as additional evidence, you know, in your evidence list for your appendices, and just explain what they are and how you use.
Shall I put my observations as well in there? Shall I get my teacher to do an observation on me?
Not in this one. This is looking about you and the learners, looking at the records you've got with the learners you've got.
Okay.
Right. This is how would you do or change your methods to accommodate a particular learner with a specific issue. Yeah. So you look at the learner with a specific issue that you probably mentioned earlier in Unit 1, I think, and then you can say this is because this learner's difficulty or issue, we have to do such a thing to make the assessment of what they do. Yeah, where you've adapted that. Yeah, demonstrating flexibility. Look at assessment data where you've entered learners to achievement, looking at progress, targets for learners, or planning subsequent sessions, recording the outcomes of assessment or any documentary evidence you've got on assessment practice. Your records from a couple of learners with some notice showing where it meets those 5 points. Yeah.
Okay.
Again, cross refer to 6.6 on LO1, communicate assessment information with other professionals and interested in learning achievement. I think what you've put in Unit 1 fully covers that. Yeah?
Yeah.
Refer to your records and explanation, also reading resource on this as well. Explain how your own assessment practices take into account theories and models of assessment. Yeah.
I think I've done that already. That 5.5 I've already done in Unit 1.
Some of it, all of it. You've got to look at it from this bit, demonstrated use of assessment, on those 5 principles there, just to check you've covered all those 5.
Okay.
That one covers direct to 6.6, yeah? Refer to reading, also reading resources on that in there as well. Analyse ways in which minimum core, as per Unit 1, 7.1, 7.2, but slant to assessment in your analysis, because it actually says it's looking at planning, delivering and teaching on Unit 1. This is looking at the assessment practice as well, yeah? So you can refer to that and then just add a in about your assessment practice, yeah? How goes into your assessment process, yeah? And how you apply those, yeah? Your teaching observation that you've had where it was shown that you've done that.
Okay, in 6.
So, some you just ask you what. So again, you give a reflection to evaluate the effectiveness of your own practice in delivering, assessing, inclusive teaching and learning. And then 7.2, analyse ways to improve. So again, it's Unit 1, 8.1, but again, make sure you did an analysis.
Yeah, I've done it. I evaluated both of them in Unit 1.
Yeah, before you evaluate it, just check what you've written in Unit 1 that actually meets it. If it doesn't, you may just need to put a little bit in. Yeah, that's all. You can refer to Unit 8.2, and again, just make sure you did the full analysis. But this does ask for analysis, and the other one just asks for evaluation, I think.
Yeah.
Again, the above is just a point to where the evidence lies. It might be it can be slightly different for everybody, depending on your situation. It's not exhaustive, purely advisory. Feel free to extemporise, personalise the script if you see fit, or make sure you just start a new page with your portfolio for each learning objective, and then heading let 1.1, etc. at the start of each response. I mean, we've already done that. That's my note for everybody. And that is the end of Unit 2.
Yeah.
So again, the one last bit to do. It is fairly straightforward. You've got you've got most of the evidence together already. It's just looking at where you can fit those in and looking at some of the theories. Yeah.
Yeah.
Are we okay with that now?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I shall leave you to.
What I've done so far.
Sorry.
Have you marked what I've done so far? Was it okay?
Yeah. What I'll do, I'll check your Unit 2. Just a minute while we're on. I've not got your folder on this machine, so I haven't got it.
Should I send it to you again?
Oh, just wait a minute. I'll have it tomorrow. I'm in work tomorrow. I've left my laptop in the office, and I've nothing with tonight, so I've had to set up the old machine to deliver tonight. But I'll be back on the machine in the morning. What I'll do, when I get in tomorrow, I'll have a look straight away when I get in. If I've finished it, if I've not finished it, I'll finish it and send it straight back. Yeah.
Yes.
But I'm pretty certain I've finished them all now, because I did a check on who I've done what for. Because on my other machine...
You forgot to attach it, that's all.
Sorry?
I think you just forgot to attach the completed.
Maybe, yeah. Maybe. Anyway, I'll check that in the morning and send it straight back.
Okay, fine, no problem. Thank you.
Lovely. I will speak to you again next week, and I'll be in touch before then.
All right, take care, Philip.
Have a nice evening.
Bye-bye, you too. Bye.
Bye now.